Good morning, everybody. Welcome in. Let's get the squawk up. And into my ears. Right on. What do you think about our Rocket Lab today? Well, I'm already in it, I believe. Let me take a look. Rocket Lab, yeah. One of my best performers. Ask me a little bit more detailed of a question if you have a specific thing you're really trying to achieve. I'm already in it. I'm waiting for a pullback, a rest area for a couple weeks. If it'll give it, and then I can double up and maybe triple up inside of a pullback area. Not a pullback moment. It's got to be a period of time, and then I would add on and increase my position size by raising my stop up. But I'm in Rocket Lab to hold it for a while, try to build up a position for the year, for next year. But if you have a specific question about it today, let me know. Like, is it good to get in now? Stuff like that. But if you're already in it, then you're with me. You're good. I was looking to buy the $30 calls. Let's see. What expiration? I alerted Rocket Lab back here at $6 on August 16. Right over here, $6. $5.90 to be specific. And we're at 28 bucks. 2 to 3 weeks out from here today. So the $30 calls 2 to 3 weeks out. So you'll be talking about like December 24 or something. I don't even know what the expirations are on that. Probably 21 or something. 20 maybe. And you talk about 30, and they're probably how much each? $1 or $2, maybe $3 each. Maybe $3 each. I mean, the way it's been flying, I wouldn't be surprised if they're $6 each. But maybe they're only 3. I'll take a look. So that's your break-even line then. So you have to stay above that every day to be in the profit. We get the Twitter stream going at 9 o'clock here. I don't recommend buying out of the money options. Maybe you could sell those to somebody. Let's see. Let me pull up the option chain on that. GitLab. December 20. Yeah, I was correct. Probably is what you'd be going for. That's the monthly. It'll be most liquid. And the 30s are, almost $4.25. I was correct. So your break even is actually up here more. $30 plus $4.25. So your break even's way up here. Paying $4.25 from $30 to the expiration date from today. So that's the trade you're setting up for yourself. I think that's not a good idea. It doesn't look like very good to me. But what you could do is you could sell, well, I don't know your situation and what you know about selling put credit spreads, but you could sell a put credit spread. Another thing hang on a minute. What was I doing here? Something I did wrong. I was looking at the put prices. Hold on. $30 is $1.75. Okay, that's a little bit better. $1.75. $1.75. So it would be right like this. Okay, that's a little bit better. That's a little bit better. Another thing you could do is you could buy like a deep in the money call, like $20. And those are $7.60. So break even $27.60. So that's right here. So that's way better. Like, which one do you want to stay above? This one? Or this one? Like, which hurdle do you want to make for yourself? This one's $185, but you have a much steeper hurdle. This one's $770. Most of that is intrinsic. Almost all of it. It's almost all intrinsic. And you only have to stay above this level. Up to you. All right. Next, let's see what we got on the radar this morning. GRRR. Okay, that's a pretty much. Also, what do you think about Intel? Now, I don't think I like Intel. Let's take a look at the chart. I mean, yeah, like for what? You might want to re-examine all of your trading strategies because I don't like either of those ideas that you're hunting down. Like, what's the trade here on Intel? What are you thinking about it on Intel? Investing here? You have so much money that you have spare money to invest in dogs? This is the thing I don't understand about traders getting into trading. I mean, I assume you haven't been around. I mean, you haven't been trading for long. Why are you going after shit stocks? Like, this stock is going down. Down, 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 down. It's been 70 and now it's 25. Like, you're just trying to find some miracles. Why don't you stick to stuff that goes up? Like, look at GE. That's been going up for about 2 years now. Just straight up. It's kind of topping now, but I'm in it. And it keeps going up. Why don't the beginners start with stocks that go up? Why do they all have to go after miracles? I mean, just forget it. Just go to Vegas and have fun. Like, if you're just going to like gamble on crap turning into a miracle, like, what's with the long shotting? You know, don't talk to me again until you can give me a ticker that's going up. Look at the chart on the daily chart. Shut up. Don't talk to me ever again until you bring me a stock that goes up. And that's for your own good. Get the fuck out of here. I'm trying to make you a better trader, a better, more successful trader. Tough love is what it would be. It's up like 4%. I'm not talking about it anymore. I'll ban you if you fucking talk to me about a piece of shit again, or ask me to take a look at a chart that doesn't go up. I will fucking ban you. You go back to your other shitty furus and stay away from this one, because this one is going to teach you how to be a better trader. And I'm telling you, don't open your mouth again or I'll ban you if you are talking about a piece of shit. You find me a stock chart that goes up, or find somebody else to follow. I'm not interested. Let's find some good stuff here. Okay. What's your name, by the way, if you're going to stick around? Might as well get to know you. I'm in so many stocks. I'm in 100 stocks. I don't know, 80. And they're all, like, look at this one. This is kind of a miracle. I mean, you get in at $18, and guess what? This morning, it's way up at $22.50. It's just skyrocketing. Why should we get in dogs? Let's not get in dogs, people. VTSI also flying. Now, these ones I've snowballed into. Marvell, it's just been going up and up and up for a while now. They need to prove they're not dogs. Ronnie, nice to meet you. They need to prove they're not dogs. Look at Palantir. Palantir had a hard time. It went up from $40 down to $6 over the course of 2 years. Then it started to look good. It popped up and it started to stay up, and so I started to get interested, and everybody started to get interested, and then so it started moving. It's catching waves, and boy, has it been going. And I've snowballed a position in that. Look at that chart. I just want to get you used to that. I mean, on my charts, I have the 200, which is in red, and I have the 50, and I have some others. But, stick to stocks that are above the 200 at least, and have been above the 200, and are gradually going up and up and up, and there's not all kinds of choppy craziness going on. It's kind of gradual, because there could be choppy craziness, and that's more for the intermediate advanced trader. You'll get there. Like Apple, for example, great company, but it's been choppy. It's had its difficult moments, but I know how to see those charts really, really, really carefully, and this is not a bad chart. It's not below the 200 moving average. But you go over to Intel and look at where it is compared to the red line. Yeah, it's been below it. It's broken below it. That means it's bearish. I mean, anything below the 200 moving average is not something that's in an up cycle. Okay, in an up cycle, think of it that way. All right. So we want to be looking for good stocks that are in an up cycle. Like that one, Palantir is one. I mean, it's just been going up and up and up and up. It's not a time to buy right now. It needs to rest and pull back a bit, and maybe you get in around 66 or 64 with a stop at 60. We'll see. In the future. I'm talking about like what I'm visualizing in my head here. Is it doing something like this? Maybe going into earnings. And then on earnings, it pops because of great earnings, but you would get in on a cheat entry back over here, which is when you get a high that's higher than a prior high. And that could lead to, and this would be your stop in that case, 60. So, that's what I'm hoping for. I already have a position, but if I could get a cheat entry like this to happen, I can buy more shares. I can increase my position size, and that'd be awesome. So we're looking for stocks that always go up, Stick to those, because there's thousands of stocks out there. So why choose the ones that aren't? There's ones that are going up and up and up and up and up. I think, beginning traders, they're fascinated with the idea that you could get something at $3 and now it's at $30. The problem with that is you don't really know for sure that that's going to happen. So you'd be adopting a trading strategy that causes your money to sit for a long time. Like there's this one guy, what do you call super stocks? He wrote a book a few years ago. He made like $7 million off of $20,000. But what you don't know right away, but then if you read his book, you would learn, is that it took him blowing up a $50,000 account 6 years before that. It took him 2 years waiting on that, and then it blew up. And he lost another account, like $50,000 before that. And all three of those times, he tried to get into little teeny stocks, like that are $1 or $2 or whatever. And on the guess that they're going to improve. So the first two times it didn't work out. He lost a total of $100,000. The third time it did work out, and he made, several $1 million. From what I've heard, though, he actually gave a lot of those millions back already. But the point is, it took him like 7 or 8 years to get one hit. And that one hit took like 2.5 years of just sitting there going, no, it's going to do good. Yeah, until it's $0. So you can't adopt that miracle strategy. You have to be trading. You have to be consistent and find stocks that are going up. Get in them on pullbacks. Be a pullback trader on stocks that are going up. Like, that's it. Write it down. Be a pullback trader on stocks that are going up. Start there. One of the things you'll notice is there can be catalysts. Let me see if I can show you one. Maybe Reddit? Yeah. Stocks can have this catalyst moment. They can have this one day where all of a sudden, bam, on huge volume, they're up. It's usually earnings or some giant, news-related thing on them that's permanent and ever changing their future. And as you can see from that point, it never goes below the low, and it starts to, progress upward. Start with being a catalyst trader on stocks that go up and getting in on pullbacks. Like, that's it. Start there and build your technique and your expertise up from there, because those are the easiest things you can find happening on the market. I mean, this one, UMAC, you can get into this kind of stuff, but this one had a huge pop to $10. You get in that, and the next day it's at $20. That's 100% gain, but you don't get in it for your whole account. You get in it for, you got to follow the 1% rule. You get in it for a small amount of risk, very small amount of risk. I use less than 1% for my risk. I start my positions as a pilot position. I start them at about 1/4 of that, 1/5. All right, we've got 17 minutes until the open. And what I want to do is I want to take a look at everything that's hot this morning. What's going on? Like, that's hot this morning. Not that's been on a roll, like that are big, have possibly big moves going on. GRRR, I'll put that up here on stocks we're watching. But also, all right, and it keeps doing that. Reload, save and reload. Every screen. And also Kaba. Let's see. Kabaleta bio. Looking at it, popped, and then the sell signature has been fairly light. So this is actually pretty good looking. So yeah, be looking for pullback, cheat entries, and breakouts, maybe for a day trade on these, possibly, if I care to day trade anything today. Kaba. So we'll keep that on right there. And I try to stay away from things that are only up 40%. They need to be up 100%. Kaba's up 41.8%. There's moving right in front of our eyes. See right there. But the nice breakout level would have been like $495 there. OPTT also moving. I happen to have that up, and then I just took it off. OPTT somewhat moving in pre-market. Let's see, which session are we talking about? It was at 50 cents, and now it hit 80 cents. So I like OPTT as well, but I got to look at the volume signature. OPTT. Let's see. No, look, see these bars here. The selling is much heavier than the buying, so that's supply outweighing demand. So that's no good. But we'll keep an eye on it because it is happening. I mean, the price is improving, but a little bit harder to control. Pertso. Yeah, no. Interesting though. I mean, it had a huge pop on Friday from 60 cents, and it hit all the way to $1.74. But now in pre-market, it is finding some extra pizzazz on Pertso, but it's going to need to break $2. Once it can break $2, yeah, it might do something. So, because that would be continuation. $1.75, over $1.75 would be continuation on Friday, but over $2 would be continuation pre-market as well. So the whole $1.75 to $2 area is an interesting area to be watching for a break on Pertso. But it is up only 35%. I know that sounds like a lot, but not when it comes to day trading catalysts. Cooler, KULR. This one was at 74 cents the other day. Started at 74 cents and moved up to $1.20. In pre-market, it almost hit double. So this one is quite astounding. This might be one of the best picks of the morning. There's a lot of selling going on that, though. There's quite a bit of selling. Let's look at dilution on that. Dilution tracker. Cooler. Let's see if I can find that ticker. Cooler. There it is. Oh yeah. They just keep diluting. Not by huge bounds. We can probably see some of that here on this bottom. 7%, 27%, 11%, 10%. There's a decent dilutions. They used to not do too much. 5% here, 9%, 2%, 7%, 5%, 1%, 2%, 2%. Then it got heavier. 10%, 11%, 28%, 8%. And it's feeling like right now there's a lot of selling going on up in this $1.70 range. So, investors and traders are not the only ones that bite at high prices thinking it might go higher. There's also the company itself could sell into investors, which is shitty. It's a douchebag move, but they're welcome to do that. And that's what these shitty companies do. And then they dilute you, and then the price drops to 60 cents instantaneously, and you got nothing you can do about it. So I don't like to get trapped in trades like that. Cooler. But we'll keep it on watch. Well, it looks like the sell side is a bit heavy on the tape on that one. And of course, we'll have swing trades that we try to find this morning as well. Good morning, Randy. Randy, where you been? You doing good? All right. By the way, I don't know what your plan is, Randy, on the membership, but I think until the end of the day today, the WAP system, which is where I have the memberships, has a 25% off coupon. Now, I gave that to you. It's called Friday. You got to input the code Friday. Now, I don't know what you want to do with it. You could get, I don't know how long it lasts either, because I haven't gone through and bought using that discount to check. I don't know if it's a one-time use or if you get in and then it's always at that price moving forward, because you could get the monthly plan, the quarterly plan, or the annual plan on discount. And that would take 25% off of the whole price. And the quarterly plan and the annual plan are already a bit less than if you went monthly. So altogether, it could really add up. And I just wanted to let you know that that's ending tonight at midnight, I think. So there you go. If you wanted to do anything about it, at least, if you want to stay on the monthly, I understand that. And you could, the offer on TradingView is insane. You haven't been around. I was talking about that, Randy, the other day. It does add up because you do have to pay $100 for the data subscription on top of I think it's $200 is what you can get the premium down to. Maybe you don't want the premium. Maybe you want a little bit of a lesser plan. That's fine. That works too. But for me, I got the top plan for a whole, actually 13 months. And that was $200, I think. So that was a good deal. But then they also, you have to get a data feed. And that kind of sucks. I hate that has to be separate like that. But it is the way it is. Well, I don't know what to do about it. I love TradingView. So then you got to pay like $98 for that, or $102 for that, or something, for a whole year's worth of their data feed. Yeah, it pisses me off, but it is what it is. And then you add it together and you divide it by, 13 months, and it's like pretty good deal. Like $25 a month or something. So that's pretty good too. Yeah. So make sure you get on top of the TradingView, because you'll kick yourself later probably. It's good to have. And our Discord membership. I posted the link. It was like 4 up. A little bit higher in the thing there. The % off membership here, and then you just click on that and use the code Friday. All right. Yep. Trying to help you guys out with whatever is going on out there. for your different needs. I feel like I know you, Randy, well, and I know what your needs might be. And I know you want to stay in our solar system, our ecosystem of help and support and trading knowledge and alerts and all that good stuff and master classes. And I know you probably want TradingView. So there you go. Those are the two for you. Now, I think, others, it depends on what they want to do. There's like, for example, if you're a futures trader, there's an Apex sale going on right now, 90% off. And one stop prop, another prop firm that I'm partnering with, they have stock trading, which is so cool. Not all stocks though, like 100 stocks, the main stocks, big ones. But they have stock trading, which is really, really cool. And you can do swing trading with them, which is also really cool. There's not a lot of props out there that allow you to do stock trading. I love it. That's really cool. So that's onestopprop.com. Tell them Evan sent you. I don't know what to tell you, but I'm trying to help them get off the ground a little bit because they're just starting. And I think they're really cool. I just got another exit on VOOTC. That's true. This morning I have been getting some exits on different things that are looking good. VOOTC, Marvell has been flying pretty strong. It went up to 99.70. I've gotten partials all the way up on that. What was the other one? Marvell. I just pulled that up. No, Marvell, VOOTC, and ARIS, and also UMAC, but that's obvious. I'll show you. ARIS is up. It actually spiked. Look at this number here, 29.43 over here. The high, 29.43. What's amazing about that, and it's back down here now. What's amazing about that is that was my order. That's 29.43. I got that exit, which just goes to show, it's great to have a lot of orders on the books like that because you never know when you're going to get an anomaly. And I can tell you that with about 50 to 80 stocks that I have, I get one of those anomaly fills like that every session. Like so with 50 to 80 stocks. So I'll get one pre-market and post-market. I'll get one of those weird fills that are like at an extreme number and then it pops back down, So if you have your hands in enough pots like that, the luck comes around frequently. I probably get about 10 of those a week, one in every session. 10 random fills. Let's make this a little bit better so that it shows everything. Very good. AFRM doing well. There's a whole bunch of my stuff is up right now this morning, while Bitcoin is down, of course. Let me pull up my prop account to make sure that I'm watching that. Okay. I'm probably going to get stopped out of Bitcoin, but in my prop, that's okay. And I am in a couple other things as well. Hilton, Berkshire, Apple, and that's it right now. As far as I have heard pre-market people chattering, Apple is up pre-market. Let me take a look. Not really. And let's take a look at the market. We have 5 minutes before the market opens. Yes, juggling time between the market and the fact that I am retired. Yeah, I know, man. And this month I've been so busy and I hardly have time for anything, with the holidays going on and kids visiting and taking care of kids and all that stuff. Yeah. Now, we are predicted to hit by New Year's Eve the end of that line right there on the market. Or before. But I mean, the idea is that by the end of the year, this is where we're going to end up. On average, that's where we end up on election years. As I've said many times, you probably heard the fact. The fact is that on election years, from election day until the end of the year, the market moves halfway further than it's moved all year, whether it's down or up. So from election day to the end of the year, the market moves halfway more than it's moved from the beginning of the year. I'll write that down because in 4 years, you'll want to know that. So right now, the market's been up 20% to election day. So we expect it to go 10% further. And that's exactly where this dotted line ends and this dotted line starts. From election day to the end of the year. So we're going to see if that ends up being exactly on point. But for the last 70 plus years on all markets, that is what has happened. When I mean all markets, I'm talking about like U.S. markets, NASDAQ, the Dow, S&P 500. CLSK, I think I may have some of that, or I want. Let's see what's going on the squawk. That's popping. Oh, and by the way, Randy, I will often, me too, actually had to shut off the mini to keep up with everything else. Yeah, I did that once. I keep mine going the whole time. What was I going to tell you, Randy? Oh, I'm putting out alerts. And just because it doesn't say PCS doesn't necessarily mean it's not worth you taking a look at real quick and seeing if maybe you should get a PCS. You'd know by the way the chart looks. You should know by now. It's been a whole year of training you. I think you should know what's not good, which is important, and what's good. And so, sometimes I'm alerting. Half of the things I'm alerting might be like, things that are not quite right. Maybe even more for a PCS, but not quite right for that kind of style. High growth stock style. They might be penny stocks or small caps and stuff. But another half of those might be, not that they are, but they might be. And so you look into those charts to be sure. And I just don't have enough time necessarily when I'm blasting through alerts to differentiate and chop it up and give it to every different kind of person out there, for a day trade here, for a PCS here, for a swing trade here, for an add-on there. The best thing I can do is just say, hey, this thing is at an entry point. So whether or not you get a put credit spread or you buy shares, that will be dependent upon how you trade and the strategy that you and the system that you are employing. But by the way, Randy, maybe next year, starting in January, we need to work on getting you trained on the shares snowballing system that I'm doing. Because it's working great, and I would hate for you not to have learned that skill as well. So either, but that, I'm sure because of time, next year is probably going to be better for us tackling that. I know you. Yep, I look at most of them that you post. Good. All right, good. Yeah, I don't want you to be missing opportunities because, I'm spotting them. But personally, I'm trying not to do spreads. I still have 3 open, on, VRT, and Netflix. I'm personally now trying not to do spreads so that it doesn't dilute the results in my trading portfolio for the shares snowballing trading. So, I mean, if I, maybe I would separate all that, but for now it's all in the same portfolio and I don't want to dilute it so I can show results. Like this is the exact definitive results for swing trading, the snowballing system, and we've already proven the PCS system. So I could do both. I could do either, but right now I'm mostly 99% all about the shares snowballing, just for the fact that I want to keep it pure. I want to keep the account pure. I'm sure we're going to hear some fills here. I think the market is moving. Good morning, Blimpsta. Is that you? All right. And then what I wanted to look at right away here was, how is the market moving? Let's take a look. Because I know it's opening up. All right. We're opening up, and we were down, and now we're up. We're moving around. How are the hot stocks moving? Let's see. Kohler, Pertzo, OPTT. These are all 5-minute charts, very useful. There was an exit on VTSI. KABA and GRRR. KABA and OPTT are looking fairly okay as far as how they're moving. Let's pull that up right here. KABA. I still think I probably will not be touching these because they're all like sub 40% pre-market gainers. But there probably is some opportunity here for the day trade on GRRR, Kaba, OPTT, Pertso, and Colin. So you got 5 pretty good picks there. But I want to focus more on managing what we have, seeing how the market's going. Like, for example, this is an entry on the market. If you were a futures trader, a swing trader, this would be an entry here. And you could even have a cheat entry back here on this day. But now this is really a confirmed nice little breakout moment here on the market as far as it doing this. Look at this. That's a beautiful little cheaty pre-breakout entry. But for anyone who's a market trader, okay, so if you're doing market trading. But anyway, let's start rolling through positions as well as seeing if there's any new opportunities to get into this morning. Your PCS and Shop looks like it's doing great this morning. Are you still in TSM? Because damn it, it's back. I shouldn't have sold, I mean, but how could you know? I mean, yes, I should have sold, and I did 2 days ago, but it is back up and over the break-even line. You just got to stick with it with some of these good stocks. What was that now? I'm doing great this AM. Yes, PCS Shop looks like it's doing great. Okay, good. Shop. Let's make sure for everybody that's not an entry. Okay, good. I just got an exit partial on PCT. All right, PCT is moving along. Yes. What I want to know is anything that I already have hitting a raised stop moment today. So let's go through those, blasting through those. Tesla, no. Interesting, though, we're getting some positive movement from Tesla. I'm going to take a piece out of Apple in my prop account. 1 sec. There we go. Going through Tesla Aris. Okay. AFRM. Gap up and then pulling red down during an extended period is not necessarily the best sign. That's a topping sign, but our trading style on this is to swing and hold and be taking out partials and then build up a position on new bases and new entries. Reddit, looking good. I mean, this is good movement here, but we're not going to be raising any stop at that level. GGAL, doing good, fine, good. Not a raisings of a stop quite yet. Hood, Robinhood, continues to move on. No raising stop. NN. Very nice. Continued price improvement. No raising of a stop. AAOI. And yes, I'm hearing the squawk in my ear. Yes, and on TSM that is. Oh, you're still in TSM? Dude, okay. I'm officially jealous. That's awesome. AFRM with a strong pullback. But back to Friday's close. AAOI continuing higher. Man. The question is, do I raise my stop? It's very a difficult choice here. You don't want to be raising your stop during rallies, but the thing is, it's really moved. Let me see. AAOI. I think I maybe got more shares here the other day and did not indicate that. Let me check my history on that. I might have already doubled and raised stop. Let's see. On the 20th, I got 2 more shares, and I don't think that's indicated at 31.50 approximately. On the 20th, where is that? 20th. No, I did indicate that. Okay, but it's not 1 share, it's 2 shares. Plus 2. Okay, and I do believe I have my partials all set up that tree. No? Let's see. AAOI. No, I only have a stop. Okay, and the reason for that would be, I see this is the problem with I didn't annotate my chart enough on this. Let's see if I can figure out from any postings I've made in the group. November 29th, to hit all my 2-to-1 50% exits. Okay. Really nice push today. So I wrote about that on the 29th. That's right here. This is a good example of when you can take your core position, sell a tiny bit into strength. Okay, I did do that. Yep. Yeah, I was just talking about, yeah, that. Okay, so the question is, when I added, I didn't raise my stop, so I added here. I would imagine I would have raised my stop. So I'm having to go through the reverse engineering here, and it's not good. My average is 2650. Well, that's what, according to what it says. I gotta double check. 2650, 2480. Actually, 2480. Yeah, that's my break even. 80, but I added on here, so that's why it's now probably 2650. It's hard to trust this, the numbers, because Schwab uses uses FIFO in those calculations. 2649. I'll put that in. 2649. It looks like I converted that to my stop, see, and didn't notate it on here. So there we go. I raised my stop to 2650 on that day. Might even be 20. I think it's probably 26. And the reason why it's important to calculate this stuff out is because today it could potentially be an add-on day or a take profit day. So, but the point being is my new 2-to-1 is something like this on that day when I did that. And so the 2-to-1 is basically to 43. So the question is, when was the last time I got a fill on AAOI? Because 23 would have been a good spot. Let's see. 23, I'm at 43. Yeah, actually, I did take it at 42.70 the other day. So what happens now is I just wait for it to turn into a pullback. We need to see AAOI do one of these kind of things, something like this that we saw before. A period of 2 zigzags down or more. Something like this would be just great. And this would be a potential add-on point with the raising of a stop. It might be a little bit more confirmed to wait for it to do something like that. So, all right, that's the situation over there on AAOI with a little bit of educational lesson there. You need to, for sure, be marking up your charts when you modify your positions, because it's just too time consuming to go back and reverse engineer what you were thinking in that moment, and much better to just notate it on the chart. NNE, this is Nano Nuclear. We have a little position on them, and they've been moving up and up and up and up and up and up, and coming out of their IPO high. So that's kind of a bull that it's coming out of. There's the wicks, by the way, they just popped in. So this is kind of like a line of least resistance at 30 going on. There's definitely, this is going to be an exciting level eventually here, 37.50. But even at 30, you're able to sort of preemptively know that that's blasting through weak supply with strong demand, and that it's now crawling out of its IPO bull. It's IPO bull. Like that. Bit of a tightening VCP going on there. Super healthy, very good. Broke out, wants to put in some more tightening, probably something like this, and it's just going to keep tightening probably all the way up to doing these little tightening cycles, all the way up to finally breaking the all-time high, the technical all-time high, even though we preemptively have an expert sort of breakout at $30 and are holding through that. And then who knows where it flies from there. Cool. AFRM, little pullback at the open and now pushing. All right, moving down the list. APP. If you have anything you need me to look at, guys, let me know. Yeah, TSM doing good today, right? Yeah. And the market, how's it hanging in there now? Okay, the market is doing well now after dipping at first. Great. Now the question is, do I want to take any Bitcoin profit? I don't really want to take any partials until I've hit new highs. Okay, looks like I did that on Berkshire Hathaway, but it's pulled back now. Where's current price on Berkshire? What is that? Yeah, it's pulled back now. Next time it goes up higher, 491. Where's that price? I'm not seeing that. Oh, this is the hourly chart. Okay. Yeah, I got it. That's what that is. So we're at 480.55. Yeah. When we get up to these prices again, I'll be taking some profits on that. Hilton, pretty high up there. I'll have an alert hit when it gets higher because I might be able to raise stops. I most definitely will be able to raise stops at that point to 245, and that will allow us to add on to our position and recalculate our 2-to-1s. Prim, FYI, for anybody watching, I do private lessons, so if you want to get up to speed on all that what I'm talking about, I would say that probably 2 private lessons could do it. And then, a third one to just permanize and clean up all rough edges. The first time, it's just going to be too much knowledge coming at you. Second time, we'll reparse everything and there'll be an aha moment for you. And then the third time, we'd go through filling in any holes. I teach you a little finesse, some of the finesse about whatever it was that we were going after. And yeah, I'm happy to help you out. But you could probably look forward to about 3 sessions. So if you want to book anything with me, just send me a private message. All right, Hood, AAY, RSN, NENN, App, Prims, Carvana. Everything's looking good. These are my big positions, my snowballed positions. Snow. No pun intended. AFRM, I'm actually out of orders on that one. But I don't think I hit my 2-to-1. I think I must have accidentally. I know on one of these stocks I accidentally sold 50% up to my 1-to-1. It must have been AFRM because I'm out of orders on that. I have to go through the history on that, but I'm not going to do that on your guys' time. I'll do that in a little bit. CNVS, Guidewire. I'm looking for, can anything be raising their stop? And if so, then that means I can add. Potentially. Nope. Q2, GME. All right. TMQ. You can look and see that Pertso is moving strongest of all those 5 day trading stocks I was talking about. But that's not a swing trade. TMQ, Berk, we already looked at. Berkshire. Riot. Okay. We have already raised our stop the other day on that, right? Lunar Machines, Intuitive Machines rather. I wouldn't raise my stop necessarily on this. It's in a rally mode versus a resting mode. You want to reserve raising your stops for pullbacks into resting zones, not just like fleeting ones. Nice big long ones. Geo, Chewy, down into my risk area. IonQ. I love this position. It was one of my first ones to really snowball into a larger position. IonQ, like a month or 2 ago, and then Palantir. My other. What just happened? VUZI, another sale on VUZI. How is VUZI looking here? Did you hear that? VUZI. See, it's happening. Yeah, we're getting nice follow through on VUZI, but there's no double up point or anything going on here. So we're just taking profits on what we got in. Payo. Payo. P-A-Y-O. There we go. That's just doing its thing. Geo, we already just looked at it. And AHR. Okay, that is all of my larger snowball positions. Oh, actually, I have 2 that have been tripled or more. Tripled up or more. 3 entries or more. And that's this one, CDXC, which is going good and does have an alert to let me know when it breaks to new highs. I got to get in there and make sure that level is a little bit more precise. Let me know when it breaks over that level. There we go. There's a little alarm set on that. And IJIC. I mean, these companies you wouldn't have heard of, and yet we've got tripled up snowballed entries in them, and they've been quite profitable for us. Okay, now going into smaller positions, I got to get some put credit spread orders in. VRT looking good, and I need to put a put credit spread order to sell, to close that, to buy it, to close out there into the order system. I have 2 put credit spreads on that I need to close, and so I put one at a penny, and then that usually a few moments later causes them to readjust. There it is, 5 cents. And so let's see if I can get 5 cents. They say that's what they take, but I doubt it. Okay, yeah, it's not happening. All right, now on. So I'll just let that sit all day. Now over on, that put credit spread is at 100%. It's at 90%. It shows 90% max profit, but you know, it's at 100%. And I've just been having a hard time getting out of it. Sometimes that happens because the liquidity gets, you know, they become so distant, you know, nobody even wants them. And that's why liquidity is important. All right, I can get 8 cents. I'll try for 4 cents on one order. We'll see if I'll get a fill. All right, no fill. And then I'll put another order in there for just slightly more. So 5 cents. I'll do 6 cents. Because beggars can't be choosers. There we go. I mean, I got that and it gave me 6 cents. And the other one for 4 cents is still sitting there. Now, I also have Netflix. It's way up there. You know, those put credit spreads are doing phenomenal. I'm at 88%. It shows max profit on that, but I actually believe it's 100%. Just because of bid-ask spread and liquidity, it's showing much less. I mean, it's showing less than max profit, but it is max profit. So I'll give them 10 cents on that. They want 34 cents. I'll give them 10 cents. And we'll let that sit. And all right. Now we're down to smaller positions. So VUTSI is one of them. UMAC. Yeah, I'm in UMAC, Blimsta. And it's taken partials, and I have my partials set. And yeah, we just gotta let that, you know, play out. INOD. So what we have here on INOD is we have this really nice catalyst breakout to take it out of a dormancy or a dormancy period. It was actually improving gradually over time. And then the excitement just kept building. And then there was finally this catalyst breakout. And that's what you got to watch for. So now on these catalyst breakouts, usually we never look back to the lows. And that was $30. So you stop at $30 and you would get in on that day at maybe $40. And then $10 risk, $20 for your 2-to-1 target to the top side. But what I did is kept an eye on it. And when it pulled back and then started to come up for the first time, above the pullback, that became an entry for me. That was good enough for me, and I was able to get in with a stop a little bit tighter. So $36 stop with a $42 entry. So that's a $6 risk unit versus getting it on the day of maybe around $40 with a $30 stop, so a $10 risk unit. Now you're looking at $20 of gain to get to a 2-to-1 from 40. That'd be $60. I mean, it's already at 50 now. I mean, I hit it. The other few days ago, but a few weeks ago. But the point here is that you could have got both. You could have got an entry initially because you don't know what's going to be happening. Just got another one on VUTSI. And stop at 30. Then over here on this cheat entry, you could add on because you'd be raising your stop to 36, and you could add on. Now your risk unit, your risk to loss would still be there because your add-on, your stop is not above your initial entry. So that's for a masterclass, you know, going over the technicalities of all that. But here it is in practice, what we talk about in our master classes. But you would get in here and you can add on such that you would have more shares to the same amount of risk. More shares to the same amount of risk. So, and today is kind of one of those days as well, but it's already gotten quite away from us. But, you want to be in this already, essentially, INOD. And INOD is moving. Anyway, that's a little bit of something there on INOD. Square. Let's take a look at VOOTSI again really quick because we've gotten a lot of partials out on it. It must be really flying. But look at Square. Square passed our alert, and somehow I missed it. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put it way out into the future and way up high, and eventually I'll put it back on there. That way I don't have to erase it and make the line again and assign an alert to it. Just push it off into the future. All right, but now we're going to raise our stop here because that was somewhat of a mature stop level that went in there at 88.20. I'll put it at 88. So we want to raise our stop to 88. That's almost at our buy-in, our break-even. So we're going to buy enough shares such that from our average to the stop, we would only lose my risk unit, which for me is $100. So I'll buy 3 here. Let's see where that puts us. Right now, it's break even is 86.80. What we want to do is get enough shares that the distance from the average to our new stop, which is 88, I could even back it up to maybe here, 82. Let's call it 82. Would only be $100 of loss for me. So we'll back it up to 82. So now I got 10 shares roughly at 89. Stopping out at 82 would be not as much of a loss of $100. Now, so we go back down here. You can see at 82 on the right side, that'd be $74. So that means I can get a few more shares. I'll try 2 more. Okay, now my cost average is 90.4. 90.4, like up here. And my stop is still, of course, 82. And so 90.4 minus 82 is $8.4 of risk to the stop. 8.4 times 12 shares is $100.80. So now I've increased my size on Square without increasing my risk. So, and the reason that can happen is because you're able to raise stops. Now I could get more aggressive and I can raise my stop all the way up to under here. And that might work out. But it could be safer if you can do it to drop down to a prior pivot. Just give yourself 2 pivots of length. This can be a better idea in some cases. I'd be worried about that because then you can have a big pullback like this and you want to be able to stay in. The point of these snowball positions is you want to be able to stay in. So Square becomes, that's our first add-on on Square. And now it becomes a snowballed, a mass position. I added, what did I add? 5 shares. Now what's important is I added on right about there at 95.40 cents as it was moving up. And what's important is now you got to recalculate your 2-to-1s. So I cancel all my orders on this. I have 12 shares. And so I know if I want to take out 50% to my 2-to-1, I want to take out 6 shares. So that means I need 6 exits up a 2-to-1. Probably, I mean, if it divided more evenly, I would take 10 or I would take 5 or 8, whatever it is. But 6 is, I can't divide that any further down because they're whole shares. So I can take 6 exits up to 2-to-1. So I got to figure out what the 2-to-1 is. And you do that from the current price that you added at, not your average, the current price you added at to your new stop, which is now 82. And I set up a 2-to-1 on that. That takes us to right about 122. All right, now we spread that out a little bit so we can see a little better. That takes us right about to 102. Let me try and get that a little bit more in view. There we go. So we want to take 6 exits up to 122 from essentially 96. 122 minus 96 is 126. $126 up. I'm sorry, $26 up. 26 doesn't divide by 6, but 24 does. Or I could take 5 exits to $25 up. So I'm going to take 6 exits to $24 up. So that would take me to 120. So I'm going to take 4 exits to 120. And that means I'm going to take 1 exit underneath every $8 a gain. So that's what I got to set up now. I got to set up 1 share of exit. And then I'll take 1 from 96. I'll take 1 underneath 104. So 103.70. Ish, 103.90, that's fine. And then another 8 up would be, did I do the math right on that? Maybe it was 6 times 24. Maybe it's 6 times 8 is 20. Wait, no, I don't think I did the math right. 24 divided by 6, guys? This is why it's kind of good to always use a calculator. You know, $4. Every $4, I guess is what I meant to say. All right, so we want to put 1 underneath 100 also. So that'd be perfect. 99.92, 103.92, 107.92, 111.92. This is basically under 112, under 116. So 115.92. And under 120, 119.12. And you can see here I have 6 orders, which will exit me 6 shares in total. Now the other half I put on a stop. Good to cancel. At that $82 stop, the new stop. So this is, masterclass in action. You're getting to watch it, in action. There we put the stop. There we go. Now now I got to reorganize it in my portfolio into the right folders. So I put it over there. That puts it all together, and then I push it over into my amassed position. So that was a 2 entry position that is amassed. Those are my amassed positions. I have ones that are 3 entries. Amassed 3 entries. And let's see anything else. So let's take a look at VOOTC again. So how's that do? All right, yeah, it went way up there. Now it's pulled back, but that's why we have partial. So I probably sold way at the tippy top some. Let's see. My last exit on VOOTC was at 282. That would have been right there. Good. And there'll be more coming. VOOTC, INOD, UMAC. So UMAC keeps going. It's kind of red on the day, but it's hanging up there, elevated. Amazon. We have a position in Amazon. And see, even if Amazon were to break out, our stop would probably need to be underneath here at 195. And currently my stop is 194, so it's not going to change much. Maybe I'll be able to add on a share or 2. We'll see when we get there in a couple days. PCT. Yep. It's moving along nicely. Netflix. Moving along nicely. BRT. It's pulling it up. Okay. And Apple. Apple making a new all-time high today, I think. Yeah. Yeah, way to go, Apple. We got an entry here, but we should have got in back here. Well, I mean, still we're getting in before most breakout traders. We got a high cheat entry. I just would have liked to have gotten this mid cheat entry. That was about the best we could have done. Like at 229. It was so obvious though on this day. We could have got maybe 231, 232. Very obvious. I just wasn't looking at Apple. USLM. I have a alert even on Apple there. But yeah, that's how come I knew to go and get it the other day. USLM is continuing along. It's not really a raised stop point. It kind of is, but I'm just going to let it mature a little more because it's not getting away from us. USLM, Walmart. Look at Walmart. Just like flying from our entry at 86. On earnings release, it's now at 93. I mean, for Walmart, this is good. This is really nice movement. And we are definitely selling 2 to 1, 50% up to 2 to 1. And by the way, that's a beautiful chart. For anybody watching who wants to continue to learn what beautiful charts look like, there you go. Take a snapshot of that. Put it into your model charts folder. That's beautiful. Walmart. GE, pretty damn good. There's another one. There's quite a few out there. I'm trying to get into all of them, see what will snowball. Bros. Oh, that's moving along. SMLR. Fastly. She just said Fastly. SMLR Fastly. What's going on with Fastly? No? FSLY. Oh, yeah. Ooh, that's a bit of a bottom reversal on high relative volume. So now if Intel could do that, we might be talking about something. Which it might do. And then when it does, then we will talk about that. So FSLI, that's a catalyst buy. I'll pilot into that. Put a pilot position on there. Stop at the low of the day of 9. So it's almost 100 shares for me. I'll do 80. Stop at 9. Let me go post that in the group. There we go. MobX. Yeah, so we've seen that moving around. Let's see what MobX is doing. Yeah. I mean, like, it's too late to get in. Unless you were day trading it for continuation. But one significant point could be 350 in a few days. What I'd like to see is for it to freaking pull back and rest so we can find an entry on there. All right, Faro. Okay. PCS, no, CLS. Didn't I already look at CLS? No, maybe not. Okay. Faro, WGS. All right. Walmart, BE. That's just been a fountain, a geyser since entry. Very nice. And we'll be taking all of our profit targets on that. We already looked at SMLR. DJT's up a smidge. Okay, good. Really looking for this thing to break above 34 because that will give us a perfect cheat entry and pullback. Remember what I said? It's always chaotic and violent at first. Then it starts to become more orderly. That's how you know things are shaping up. And that's what we've got going on here. And I think it's going to do something like that. And I'm going to add on here. I got a very advanced entry right here, kind of in the void below the lowest price. Or maybe that was, yeah, back there. And that I would add on at that point to fill up, refuel my position essentially. And this would probably continue to do its thing maybe until he gets into office. So something like this is probably coming. And then he gets into office and it's celebration time. You know, don't count your chickens before they hatch, right? That's probably why it's not flying. ACBA. Grab. ALB. So what I'm doing right now is I'm checking on all my pilot positions, see how everything's going. Then I'm going to go through a couple of new picks, and then I got to go and run some errands. SE, and if you have anything you need me to look at, you let me know. LX. Jeez. So what happened here on LX is really interesting. Got in over here on a cheat entry. This is just totally instructional moment here. This was Holy Grail stock, made a more than 100% move in less than 30 days. So that piqued our interest. We want to get in, but we don't want to get in during the chaotic first pullback, which has happened here. A lot of wacky back and forth chopping, choppity chopping. We want to wait for it to get more ordered and compressed. And that's exactly what started to happen. So this is perfect. This is right side pullback action on a Holy Grail. So we did. We got in here with a stop down here. And then this is what's really great to note about this is how well we constructed the trade. Because look what happened. It didn't really go. Pulled back to our stop. I was sweating bullets, you'd sweat bullets at that moment, but you're not in a lot of, it's not a big exposure. It's a pilot position. But still, you want things to work out, especially on Holy Grails. So then it actually pulls up out of our stop. And that's the reason why you make your stop there. And everything's still pretty orderly, moving right into earnings release. And earnings release, massive volatility. And this is what we're hoping for, is this left side Holy Grail type movement at some point. And we're already in now over here at 360. And then bam, it just shoots out possible, potential add-on there, but definitely an entry when it broke out of that little pivot level on the right side of that base coming out. But for me, couldn't really do anything because my stop would remain the same. Your stop on an entry at 4 there would be $3 down here. You'd want to be out if it went down below it. So the stop is the same. So if you can't raise your stop, you can't really add on. So that's it. We're taking profits on this, moving along. And my 2-to-1, this is my risk unit right here. So twice that distance is my 2-to-1, so roughly around here. So I'm already fully 2-to-1'd on this and essentially waiting for it to calm down again and do something like this. Now remember, it starts out chaotically and then starts to become orderly. So it might do something like this and then start to become orderly on the right side, and all that right side, once the chaos is wrung out, that's where you can, start to work out your new entries or raising stops, all that good stuff. So, I'm in a Holy Grail here on a pilot position, but boy, I sure would love for it to snowball. A Holy Grail snowball is, that's the best of the best of the best. So that's LX. Root, about halfway through my pilot positions. Go Daddy. Unity, LTBR. This position was giving us a lot of trouble. It's pulled down and stayed down for quite a while. Probably you could just get rid of it, but it's only like $5 more to hold it from here to my stop. So I was like, might as well, at this point, I might as well see where it goes. I have room. Iran, that was a really great entry. It broke out and continued to move. As you can see here, this is a right side move to breakout, essentially. Have the breakdown, more chaotic left side where it just trends downward. We've talked about that in class. The left side tends to be just a downtrend or chaotic chopping downward. And then it made a higher high after making a higher low for the first time. And that's actually 4 points to an uptrend. This technically could have been an entry. And it pulls back, it does this, and then it does this. And this could have technically been another entry with a stop over here, whereas the stop would have been down here on the other one. It's very similar, but I think slightly less risk on that second entry. And then, of course, it definitely moved more. And then, I got in on the good news day right here with a stop below the pivot region. thinking maybe it might do this, and I'm going to have to wait a little bit longer. As a pilot, when you open your pilot position, you want to give it some room. But no, it indeed did what it should do, which is push hard on that earnings release day. And this is all good news. I mean, whatever happened there on earnings release day is probably going to hold. That sentiment is going to stay in the air for this company for until next earnings release. But there could be press releases and bad news here and there. But it's got right now it's kind of unencumbered, and the wind is in its sails. And it would be nice if it could break this high here eventually. As we're in here at 1150. That's a great spot to get in. The earliest entries, as I showed you, were like 950 with a stop at 7. When you get to learn to read charts like this so well, I mean, you choose your poison. You what stock you want to grab a position on, but it's right there in front of your face. Once you start to see all the patterns. PULM. All right, it's high tight flag. I believe it's Holy Grail. $2 to $8. Jesus, it's 300% move in 4 days. Yeah, that's super Holy Grail. So, you want this to work out. That's why you get a little pilot position in it. And you never know. Manpower. So this is so interesting. It pulled back. Okay, it had this huge catalyst day. Pulled back chaotically. Did the chaotic downtrend. And then started to become orderly. I noticed that. And when it broke here, that could have been an early least confirmation, earliest entry, and then you put your stop here. But it kept going, and it kept making a higher high, pulling back there. That almost sets in motion, setting an entry right here and a stop underneath that prior pivot low. And then just kept going, and I'm like, all right, I'm ready. But I'm not going to get too greedy or aggressive and put my stop underneath here. So I put my stop way back underneath here. Let the position, it has the potential to go up here and beyond. So having a risk to stop unit like this wide is still okay, because that would hit my 2 to 1 would be somewhere like right around here, not even all the way up. So I could hit all my 50% exiting to the 2 to 1 and stay in still if it got a little bit testy like this and broke this stop that an aggressive trader might have put, which would have been a mistake in my opinion. So, because you definitely, what was it? It went from, I didn't measure it yet. The distance was 700% in 1 day. So you see what I mean? Like, you don't want to get kicked out of these trades. They're crazy. And so you got to put a wide band to your stop on them. And you want to be getting in when they calm down too, on some kind of a pullback, depending. UMAC was not that situation, for example. We're taking a lot of risk on this, just continuing. It would have been much better to get it on this base breakout, because it had moved 137% in 9 days back there. 137% in 9 days. Since then, it has moved 1,400% in 30 days. So we're talking about a massive Holy Grail. So this is why I'm like, oh, geez, and it just came to my attention. Ideally, we should have gotten it over here on base breakout. Technically, that would have been a cheat entry. You could have gotten in even here, and it's a Holy Grail. At this moment, it doesn't look like much, but from here to here is 140% or something, whatever I just said. And it's Holy Grail. So that's why you'd want to get in here at $3.50, let's call it. And look where we are now, $23 in just a few days. I'll measure that. Let's see. So entry at $3. You would have been up 523% on that in 7 session days. UMAC, ALB, I think I looked at it. Yeah. LX, DJT, IREN, Unity, Root, Manpower, LTBR, ALAB, Pulmonary, Lumen. It looks like Lumen wants to fail out. All right, that's too bad. I really wanted Lumen to work out. That's okay. ET. How you like that? Yeah, ET is flying. Okay, since our entry, and we've been taking some profits there. SoFi is zooming. SoFi going so far from our entry, still no raise stop. EST, we looked at RCAT, up an insane amount since our entry. Right now I'm sitting on, where is it, RCAT, 128% gains to this point. So I'm looking for the thing to settle down, give me another one of these bases so I can get an entry before it takes off again. It does something like this again. That could happen after it does a long base over here. Starts to order up, get orderly, you see what I'm saying? And then it breaks out at 13, and you think 13 is high from 350? Well, wait till it goes to $40 after that, 3 months later. So, you got to keep an eye on these incredible stocks. RCAT UI. All right. Duolingo. All right. Fannie Mae. Oh, okay. And how are rates doing while I'm thinking about it? Check the 30-year. 30 years settling in around 4.4%. RCAT UI, Duolingo, Fannie Mae, Axon. Axoff. No, it's looking good. GE. We've looked at it a few times today. It's hanging in the risk area. WLFC. Oh, I think I have to. Yeah, that's it. Willis Lease Finance Corporation. That's it. Yeah. All right. We entered and we're hoping for it to make some progress. SFM, Sprouts Farmers Market. This is a beautiful model chart, you guys. SFM. Take a screenshot of that. It's a beauty. 5 more seconds. Take a screenshot. Put it in your model charts. Or pull it up on your system and take a screenshot. Dash. Nice. That's fine. Lemonade. I want this one to do well, but it's needing to rest, it looks like. Hilton. All right. Pulling back a little bit. Rocket Lab. There it is. Rocket Lab pulling back after those highs. That's fine. We've hit all our targets. We're waiting for it to rest so we can double up. TRGP pulling back a little bit. And finally, Sezzle. Okay. Now, by the way, Sezzle breakout alert was at $106. It now hit $479. So that was back on August 8th. All right, now let's see if there's anything interesting. SNTI. Just a massive move. What's going on SNTI? Moving from the other day, it was at 250 and now it's hitting 17. Started the day off at 7, so it's doubled even today. I'd be looking for that to settle in and get some kind of an entry on that for a day trade that I can then recalc as a swing trade at the end of the day. I can shave off or add on however much I need in order to convert it to a swing trade, which can kind of day trade into swing trades, you understand? So that's why it's a good skill to have the day trading system and skills working for you. Some other stocks that are doing well today are Roku. Yeah, see, this is in a sideways trend. Oh, AHR got an alert on that. What's up? Alert about too loud, I'll tell you that. AHR pullback on hot stock. Pull back to what? What was this alert doing? Show me the alert. Edit. It was price crosses a moving average. Yeah, I don't need that anymore because I'm already in. All right. AHR. Roku, anyway, it was sideways. Here, just to show you that again. Roku, pretty sideways after dropping below the 200. Needs to do a lot more proving of itself. It's been sideways for 2 years now. There's really nothing there, even though it's doing good today. XPAV, you know, we're interested in stocks that are going up or look like that's what they're going to do. GAV, GE Vernova, beauty. Putting in this high tight flag up here. This is an entry. I'm getting it. Stop underneath here. High tight flag. Absolutely. So, stop would be 320. Current price is 345, so $25 a risk. So 4 shares for my risk unit of $100. And then once I get it, I got to set 2 exits. So getting all that ready. 344.82 by 345.38. The bid-ask spread's a little wide, but that's okay. We're getting some sales at 345.19, 345. A lot of them in the 345. So I need to up my bid in order to get a fill. Going to bring it up to 344.92. Oh, people already have it at 345. They're already over 345 now. I'll go 345.08. There we go. I got a fill at 344.92. So now I got to take 2 exits. One at 1R, and my R is $100. So I just go up to PL Open here to find that. It's a nice easy trick. And one at 2R. I'm taking 50% of my position now. Up a 2-to-1. Now I put the other 2 shares, which is half my position, on a good till cancel stop order at minus $100, which should be around 82 if I've calculated right. I mean 320. There it is. Yeah. So 319.50. That works. That's fine. Okay. So I'm in GEV on a high tight flag entry on just a stock that looks outstanding. It's an IPO. You understand? IPOs are these young companies, some of them good, but they often have a period of about a year or two where they have to kind of prove themselves. Okay. Then they come back up. However, this one has been doing really well, pretty much out of the gate. About 1 month after coming out of the gate, it just kept going. And it's paused until next earnings. Every time it makes a little bit of progress, it likes to pause until next earnings. But it looks like, you know, the cat's out of the bag. This company's doing good. And then bam, keeps going. There's another earnings. It's still going. And then it's like, okay, well, we're way up here. Let's just, everybody hang on. Let's see, you know, next earnings, or let's get some news, whatever's happening. There's a waiting period going on here. But it is a huge high tight flag on an IPO, a recent IPO. IPOs have some of the highest growth rates of any stocks on the stock market. Just from this long base all the way to up here is 94%. So that's a strong move. It isn't a holy grail, but you don't need it to be on everything. We like holy grails, but this one is really strong. Undeniable. And it's certainly from IPO day to now, it's not in less than 30 days, but it's up 211% since IPO. And that's actually since March. So I'm trying to do the math on it. 4 minus 12, basically 8 months. It's really good. High tight flagging. All right. So GEV, I got into that. Stop at 320. MDB is doing good today. I like getting into positions I'm not in yet. You know, that's good. Net, Cloudflare. This thing has been wanting to get back into action for a long time. It has gotten hit by a lot of internet cyber problems, but this looks like a pretty good spot here. Tightening up the right side. This is a lower cheat entry. Remember I said downtrend at first. Then we bottomed for a while. So that's called stage 2 that we broke out of. And this is actually now entering stage 1 is the bottoming. Stage 1 is the bottoming, guys, not stage 2. And now this is broken out into what appears to be possibly stage 2 type of movement. Looks like it's going to be slow at first. We've got an ascent going on net. And moving forward in half a year, it might be above this level or at this level and breaking out of that level with twice as much revenues as it did at this level and much betterly managed company, more efficient, and therefore better profits. So, it's going to do better than it did should it continue to do what it's doing. And you can look at the revenues. The revenues have been growing, so demand for its service continues to grow on a quarterly basis as well as an annual basis. It's kind of phenomenal. They still have not been profitable, but they're really, really close now. Really close. And it's looking like this is close to a time to get in. So if you were, you'd get in here, but you'd probably need to put your stop pretty low just to be safe at 85. So that's like 15, that's like $25 of risk on that one as well, which is not much, but believe it or not, you got to start somewhere. So you start with a pilot position like that, and then in a month or two, it may present itself to you. You've been able to hold it that whole time, and you maybe even got 50% out of your 2-to-1. It may present a add-on. And at that point, the risk unit may get really small and allow you to get like 100 shares. Who knows? So you want to start. The time to start is yesterday. You don't want to be too late. So anyway, net. I'll pick up the 4 shares on that. We did the calculations. What was that last one? Oh shit! I don't know if I marked up the chart. Hopefully I did. All right, so I just got net, and I need to mark up the chart. Right there at 108.49. That's my break even. And I'm telling you, I'm putting my stop all the way down here. I'm not going to get stopped out at 85. Because the idea is to allow the thing to grow and to gestate, to bake, and then add on from there. I mean, I'm unlucky to have anything at all here, and hopefully that will turn into a lower cost average that I can help dilute an add-on into. Okay, so I got that. Now what I got to do over here is set those exits, as you saw before. I'm already on GTC. I might as well set the stop at 85. Okay, I need to get the divisions a little bit smaller so I can get right underneath 85. 84, 85, that'd be fine. 2 stops, 2 shares out. All right, and then 2 1-share exits to $100 and $200. That's 1x my risk unit and 2x my risk unit. So 1R and 2R. Hello? Can you hear me? What the hell was that? A USB glitch or something. You guys still hear me? Everything okay? All right, so anyway, I got those targets up. I got that set. I am in net. Oh, Fastly. That's what I got into. Let's see. So what I want to make sure on Fastly is, did I mark up my chart? See, I didn't. Very important to mark up your chart, guys. It's easy to forget that. Okay, my entry was 1023. Got 80 shares at 1023. And 80 shares is almost $1 of risk. So 9. So yeah, I put my stop at 9 on this. I just mark up the chart, and next time you go into it, you'll be able to see it right away. This really sucks. It takes, like you saw, it took like 3 or 4 or 5 minutes extra to go back and reverse engineer what you did, try to figure out what you did when you got in. It's much better to mark up your charts in the moment. I mean, it didn't take that much time at all just now. All right, back at putting Fastly into a pilot position. So there we go. And let's see, we got exit on FTSE up there. But I believe that's everything. I mean, we could look at opportunities all day, but I got to go run an errand this morning. So I will catch you guys later. Thanks for tuning in. And you can go into our group. And if you haven't joined our group, number one, it's free for a week. And number one, it's free to just be in there. But if you want access to any of the premium stuff, we have the 25% off coupon right now. Friday is the code. And that expires tonight at midnight. So, and there's no guarantee that I'll be able to extend that. I have to figure that out on the WAP system. That's the company that handles our subscriptions. But maybe I will be able to bring in that discount again in the following weeks, but that's definitely not guaranteed. So tonight's the night. Today's the day. You're going to have to take advantage. Just think of it as Cyber Monday for real. I know a lot of companies, and myself included, I used to, love to provide the discounts all the way through New Year's Eve. Like it's just this time of the year, nice holiday spirit. And that's how I feel inside. But WAP has provided the discount in this case. So you're going to have to go with it. And that's all they gave us. All right, you guys, have a great day. And I'll be back in the group. Feel free to talk amongst each other over in the Discord. See you over there. Bye-bye now.